All right, great. Thank you guys so much for joining. This is my first live stream, which is pretty cool. I appreciate you guys being here. So the purpose of the live stream today, just wanted to talk a little bit about the next season, what to expect in terms of win totals. Maybe talk a little bit about what we've heard so far in the press conference, and also wanted to basically hear what you guys have to say in terms of like what you guys think in terms what the win total is going to be, who's going to have a breakout season, and of course the other reason why we're here is to announce who win the raffle. So essentially, we did a raffle. Obviously, we're trying to get more, a lot more people engaged with the channel, and so did a raffle, and a few people signed up, and so. But you have to be obviously in a chat to actually claim your ticket. And so essentially, just to go over that raffle real quick, what it is. It's if you win, you basically get a free ticket to a Knicks game, and you get to pick whatever game you want to see, as long as obviously the ticket is available. If there's any tickets available, we'll basically make the purchase for you, and either we can send it to you electronically, or if you want a physical copy of the ticket, we can mail it to you as well. And so what we did is, in order to do the raffle, have a list of everyone who signed up for the raffle, and we assigned a number next to each person's name. And then, like in an Excel, I just did an Excel function where it just has where it kind of does a random selection based on the number that's assigned to the person's name. And so it's just pretty much random. I'm not there's no favoritism. I'm not selecting, the names or who's gonna win. So it's just pretty much a random selection. And so, but so with that being explained, kind of wanted to talk a little bit about the Knicks, their season, what to expect. And for me, I think the New York Knicks. It looks like with the addition of Jalen Brunson, I think is a really good thing for them. And I do a lot of analytics on, for my channel for the most part. And it's so essentially what I did was I looked at um, basically looked at all the stats for New York Knicks players last year, and I essentially swapped out like Alec Burks for Jalen Brunson because that's pretty much what we did. A lot of the other people that we let or traded, they just didn't play enough minutes to really have an impact, except for Kemba Walker. But I just didn't include him in the analysis, and so. But it basically suggests that the Knicks are probably if the whole team played the same way they played last year, which wasn't very good. So that means like R.J. Barrett, scores 20 points per game on 40% shooting, and Randall scores 20 points per game on 41% shooting. The Knicks, it looks like they may actually get to 41 or 42 wins this season, but I'm hoping, obviously, with Jalen Brunson here, it's going to give them a different feel. It hopefully improves the chemistry, helps improve efficiency for the team. So I'm really hoping that it looks like I'm thinking they could get up to about 50 wins this season. It's I don't have any. There's these things. There's not really any data to suggest that they're going to get to 50 wins. However, I do feel like that they could get there. I definitely think they can get there just based on, especially if Jalen Brunson can, with the given how efficient he is, and also given how well he's able to run a team. If he can do that for the New York Knicks, I think it'll really help. Just real quick, if you guys can just put in the chat, how many games do you guys think Knicks win this season? Okay, I'm seeing 45 from Fritz. I think this might be Gene. I see 45 from Gene. Carrie is 45. Uh, okay. Okay. FJFJ thinks we might get to the seventh seed. Hey, I think all of that is possible. I think this team, they definitely have the talent to actually surprise a lot of teams. I do think they can win 50 games or more, in my opinion. But I think a lot of it is just more about whether or not if they're going to take, if Jalen Brunson is going to be able to control the flow of the offense for the New York Knicks. I think he can because for the Dallas Mavericks, he was the second most important person on that team, and the 17 games that Luca did not play, He actually did a really good job having a good control of the team. His overall statistics improved. The team stats improved when Luka wasn't there. However, their record didn't suggest that they were playing better. I think they were slightly sub 500 without Luka Doncic. However, like for some, it seemed like their offensive stats was a lot better. Definitely, Jalen played a lot better, and he had a very good control of the offense when Luka wasn't there. And so, if he can bring that same kind of control, bring that same kind of discipline, I think the New York Knicks definitely have a really good chance of making some noise this year. And so, the other thing I wanted to talk a little bit about was Tom Thibodeau. Obviously, I think a lot of people with everything that we've been hearing in the with the interviews, it seems like obviously it's going to be the same Tom Thibodeau from last year. However, he doesn't have the same players. He definitely doesn't have the same players that he had last year. They got rid of, well, it was only three that they got rid of from last year. I think it does free up some spot, and the only one person they got rid of that house free up spot was really Alec Burks. The center Lens wasn't really playing very much, and Kemba was already put on the bench. So it's really only Alec Burks. So that means basically it kind of frees up like some playing time for. It looks like it may free up some playing time for McBride, and also it seems like the coach talked about him a bit more during this preseason. I think more than he did last season. And it's not even. It's almost like it wasn't even nobody asked him a question about McBride. Really, it's almost like he was volunteering the information on McBride. So it kind of seems like he's he may give McBride a little more play time this year. But we'll have to wait and see what happens there. I'm really interested in what happens with Emmanuel quickly because the last 30 games Emmanuel quickly played last year was extremely impressive. So one of the things I do a lot of times is like test like a person's like net rating versus the team's margin of victory to see like how much of an impact that person has had on a game. And during last season, throughout the course of the whole season, Emmanuel quickly was the only person on the New York Knicks that where there's a strong correlation, where there's like a strong relationship between his performance and the team's performance, and it was pretty strong the last 30 games of the season. And so I was actually pretty surprised when they actually went ahead and decided to sign Jalen. I'm really happy they signed Jalen, but I thought they would give him a shot, give Emmanuel quickly at least a shot to run the team. So it'll be interesting to see what he does this year as well. And so that is going to be really interesting. And so, while this stream, I didn't want to keep it too long. Since it was the first one, I really just wanted to take the time to just, thank everyone for supporting who came onto the stream. And also, if you guys can basically just hit the like button for me, that would be great. If you haven't subscribed, please feel free to subscribe as well. And now I'm going to announce who won the raffle. So out of everyone who signed up for the raffle, I'm showing so it's basic. I'm showing Erica's here, Carrie, FJ. Is that Jean? And so I'm just only showing out of we had only 12 people that signed up, but I'm only seeing Erica. I'm seeing Carrie. And I think FJ might be Gene. Oh, yes, yep. So only three out of everyone who signed up that showed up. So based on that, we're gonna try to see who wins based on that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just do a random selection, see what happens. Okay. Oh. So it's Gene. Gene actually wins the ticket. Gene wins the ticket. Can you guys hear me? Yeah, Gene wins the ticket. So we're gonna have we're gonna do another raffle in a couple of weeks. So you guys can definitely stay tuned. And Gene, please, obviously, you did send me an email. So just, send me an email with your information. Let me know basically what game you want to watch. once I get the ticket for you, once I get the ticket and send all the information over to you, if you can, please just, like, I don't know if you're on Twitter, just make sure you tag me and, maybe, and thank the channel for the free tickets. I think that'll be great. But thank you guys so much for watching today. We're gonna do more live streams in the future, and when we do that, I'll make sure I put out like give a better notice, maybe like at least a 6 hour notice or something. So it's not so short notice. I was hoping like all 12 people would show up that signed up, but unfortunately, I guess everyone did. I think I only put out the notification about a little over an hour ago, maybe an hour and a half ago. So, but next time we'll, make sure there's more of a notice. And so thank you guys for tuning in. And Gene, feel free to just send me an email. We'll just correspond and get, and get this all out to you. And again, like I said, we'll have another raffle probably in a couple of weeks. So you guys, please stay tuned. If you're on Twitter, please go ahead and follow us on Twitter. On Twitter, we're still the same name, Civil Analytics on Twitter. So feel free to follow us there. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much.